displaced from the northwestern Tigray. So, including this, more than 7 million Tigrayans has been sealed off for the last 23 months, and they couldn't get food, they couldn't get medicine, they couldn't get internet. They are totally filled off without electricity, without banking, because all these services have been weaponized by the federal government. At the same time, these are also politicized by the African Union, including the United Nations Security Council. So even this is not enough for the federal government to punish the people of Tigray. As a result, the government has invited foreign force. The government has invited neighboring force, that's Eritrea, to further the annihilation of the people of Tigray. As a result, after igniting the war on August 15, 20, and 22, the renewed aggression has killed thousands of Tigrayans, destroyed the infrastructure, the soft and hard infrastructure of Tigray. So now here the world, the media, the international advocates are talking about the issue. They are talking about the problem, but they are not talking about the solution. What the people of Tigray need at this time is not to talk about the problem, but to talk about the solution. Look,
okay, let's talk about the solutions, because the government says it's been committing to a peaceful resolution of the conflict through the AU-led peace talks. We know that there was a ceasefire which was then broken. Obviously, you're speaking on behalf of Tigrayan people, but there also have been, according to civil society organizations and human rights organizations, what they say has been human rights abuses on both sides. What is your response to that?
In the first place, I'm not representing the government of Tigray. I'm not representing the people of Tigray. I'm not talking on behalf of the Association for the Tigrayans here in South Africa. I'm sharing my thoughts as a Tigrayan. So, regarding the peaceful resolution of the conflict, it's better to dissect this issue into the three groups. The first one is the conflicting parties, that is the people of Tigray. The second one is the government of Ethiopia. And the third one is the African Union and how they are looking into this issue. From the Tigray perspective, the government has agreed to the AU-led peace process, to the AU-led peace talk, including the immediate cessation of hostilities. This has been expressed by the government of Tigray for the last couple of months. But when it comes to the government of Ethiopia, actually it was the government of Ethiopia who first accepted the peace talk without a precondition, for the October 8th, 20 and 22, while planning to control the capital of Tigray, that is Mekele, in the same day actually, while planning to celebrate the control of Mekele for the opening of the Ethiopian parliament on October 10. So this was a diplomatic strategy which is aimed at buying time, which is perfectly working, because the people of Tigray are dying while the international community is talking about this the problem. When we come to the African Union, actually the African Union wasn't ready to this issue, and I believe that even the letter was written by the Ethiopian government. I believe the letter wasn't written by the African Union. The reason why I say this one is, if you see the letter, it has a lot of errors, and one of the errors is error of date. The date and the date has an error, and this error is emanated from the fact that Ethiopia has its own calendar and the Gregorian calendar, which are quite different. So this error comes from the difference in calendar, which the Ethiopian government, I believe, has written this letter and given to the African Commission chairperson. This is the first thing. The second one, even the African Union itself, the African Commission itself has been working with the government of Ethiopia hand envelope actually for the last 2 years. This is another clear point that the African Union is not ready to control, to heal this peace process. And the third one, and the important one, the African Union did not consult, did not inform the two negotiating parties, the two mediating parties, the one, the former president of Kenya, and the second one, the former vice president
So let's talk about that, Mr. Gebresilassie. I need to ask you about that. The mediators, do you feel that there are prospects of fair resolution? We know that the talks were cancelled due to what the former Kenyan president said were logistical reasons. Some have suggested that he may not be the right person to mediate. You made the distinction just a short while ago that you're speaking on your behalf as a Tigrayan, but I'd like to understand what Tigrayan authorities think, those who would be part of the talks, and then you can then also share your views about yourself as a Tigrayan citizen.
Yeah, actually, we are not against, we have never been against the African Union. We have never been against the African institutions. To the extent we are among, it is the late Prime Minister of Meles Zenawi who played a great role for the African Union to be installed in Addis Ababa. So we have never been against the African Union and the African institutions. We still believe that African problems should be addressed by Africans. The main solution should come from Africa. But the main reservation is how these individuals, how Obasanjo and how the African Union chairperson can handle this problem. The conflict is very complicated. The situation in Ethiopia, the politics in Ethiopia is very complicated. So we need a critical person. We need a person that understands the issue very well. This is the first thing. The second one, we need an individual, a person who treats both parties fairly. I don't personally believe that the Obasanjo is fair. I don't believe that the chairperson Musa Muhammad Faki is fair in this regard, because they have never denounced the war. They have never talked about the genocide. Even the African Union denounced the war in Ukraine, but it has never said anything about the Tigray genocide. From this, I can say that the individuals who have been selected for this issue, they are not fair. They are not impartial to deal with this issue. So we need a mediator. We need an individual who understands the issue in the first place. Second, who treats both parties to the conflict equally. That's what I do believe.